I've been called many, many things in my time, but realistic? Me?
Oh, come on. You face things. You don't lie to yourself.
Well, I still tell myself that I sing well in the shower.
Okay, well, maybe about that, but not about the big things.
Well, I figure if you like gambling, you have to be honest about the true odds.
Right.
Are you gambling on something?
I don't know. I just needed to talk to somebody.
Okay.
I couldn't run this by my family. They think I haven't been quite myself ever since Mac died.
Go ahead.
This is going to sound a little strange.
I'm not going to pass judgment.
Yeah, well, you haven't heard what I'm going to say yet. Do you think there's any communication at all between the living and the dead?
What?
Right. So, well, I'm probably nuts.
Okay, tell me what happened from the beginning.
Rachel Corey was worried that something might happen to the Swan, so she asked us if we could keep it for a while.
Until it was insured.
Who knew it was here?
I don't know, I guess, everybody in the office.
And my family.
And, was Derek here?
Yes, he was with me.
Well, there's no sign of forced entry.
Thank you. Now, you say it was open when you entered the office, right?
Right, it was wide open.
Well, it looks like whoever did this was either a skilled safecracker or knew the combination.
Can't believe this happened.
How much was this piece worth?
We never had it appraised, but money's not the problem. To my mother, it was priceless. It was the last gift Mac ever gave her.
Does your mother know it's missing?
Not yet, and I'd like to keep it that way for the time being.
It might turn up at a pawn shop or an auction.
You think it might?
Well, if the guy wants money, he'll try to unload it before anyone knows it's been stolen.
You seem to know how these art thieves operate.
I've lived on the streets.
So you said.
Was there anything else taken?
No, and there was money in the safe, documents, all kinds of things.
Sounds to me like someone knew what he was after.
And where to find it.
I'm sorry to disagree with you, but I can't tell you you're nuts. You're one of the sanest people I know.
Maybe I misjudged your ability to lie to yourself. Why don't you look at these?
The Red Swan, I've seen it before. What does this have to do with the dead communicating?
Do you know how it arrived here?
I know that you received it a few days after Mac died.
It was like a message from him. It's a very strange piece. It's nothing like anything we've ever collected. It just... When I saw it, it made me feel very eerie.
Was there a note or anything?
Yes, from Mac in his writing. It said, wait till you hear the story behind this one.
Well, that sounds kind of casual.
Yeah,
Not like a man who expected to die.
right. So, it's been haunting me ever since.
Because you thought you'd never hear the story.
Oh, I know the story. It's an old legend about two lovers who were separated by death. And one of them is allowed to come back as a swan.
I see. Well, that's quite a story.
I keep dreaming about it.
What kind of dreams?
They just leave me feeling very uneasy.
There's more, isn't there?
The other night, I was having a bad time of it. I was angry at Mac for leaving me so abruptly.
I understand that.
So I had to get out of here. I took a walk along the water. I wound up at the marina on the docks, and I was talking to myself. I was really talking to Mac. Asking him to talk to me. Just give me some sign that would help me go on.
And what happened?
It was very foggy, but all of a sudden the fog lifted. And there was this swan swimming along the pilings, bathed in sort of a reddish light.
I see.
I saw the swan. It was real. I saw it.
It was the sign you were looking for.
Yeah. Honestly, tell me if you think I'm imagining things.
No.
You don't.
There goes my reputation for being sensible.
Look, I don't need you to be sentimental or tell me something that you think I want to hear.
I wouldn't do that. If you'd like me to, I'll be glad to look into the history of the piece for you.
Yeah. Yes, that would be a sensible thing to do. Caroline's got the piece. She's appraising it. I just have this feeling that Mac had a reason for sending it to me.
It sounds like it.
So I have to find out what the reason is.
I know I closed it. I checked it twice.
Do you remember when that was?
Right after Rachel left, maybe 2 or 3 hours ago.
Any witnesses?
Derek was with me.
You were?
Yeah, I watched him lock it.
Did you watch him open it too?
If you're implying that he knew the
No,
combination...
it's just a question. It's just an interesting coincidence that Derek happened to be here again.
Don't start on Derek, Courtney.
Look, all right. Were you with Zach when he locked up the Swan?
No. But Derek was never alone in here, if that's what you were wondering. I got back before Zach even left.
Listen, did anybody else see my mother bring the item in here?
I don't think so.
All right. What happened after Zach left?
Well, I'm not too sure, but... First of all, we went upstairs to talk.
So you didn't hear anything?
Well, yeah, actually, we heard something, but I thought it was Kaz.
So you did not leave the office?
Well, no, we didn't. We were together the entire time.
Excuse us. I need to talk with you for a minute. Why did you lie to Courtney? You could have told her that I went downstairs to check out the noise.
No, I don't think so.
It's the truth.
Well, the police don't have to know that particular detail. It doesn't...
Are you sure?
Courtney isn't even sure of you, so why give her a
I should
reason
tell
to take...
her what happened.
No, don't. Look, you didn't take the Red Swan. We both know that. So why borrow trouble?
Because things are just starting to go right in my life right now, and I don't want to screw it up.
Now that you two have had a moment to collect your thoughts, maybe you thought of something else?
No, I'm sorry we haven't. It's like I said, it happened really suddenly.
I see. That's why you didn't investigate.
She thought it was Cass.
And as soon as we found out that something was wrong, Derek went out into the hallways and the stairwells and checked everything, but he came up with nothing.
Nothing.
Place was empty.
Right before you found out the Swan was missing and you heard the noise, I mean,
Well, we were busy.
busy. Too busy to check it out.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, I thought it was Cass, so...
That doesn't sound like you, Stacey. You two must have been quite involved in whatever it was you were doing.
We were.
Can I talk to you for a moment, please? Alone?
Well, thank you for letting me talk.
Of course. It's getting late. I better get going.
Right.
No.
What?
I know what you're talking about.
What?
I mean, I know firsthand.
How?
Kathleen, a while ago, I dreamt that I was visited by Kathleen. We were talking. She was cracking jokes in her own inimitable way. And I recall, even while dreaming, wondering if I was actually asleep. But I actually reached out and touched her.
When did this happen?
This was just after Nicole was arrested for Jason's murder.
On your wedding day?
That's right. I had just seen Nicole and I went walking. It was raining like crazy. But I kept walking and walking until finally I passed out. I had become ill and feverish.
Maybe that's why you saw her.
Yes, that's what people tell me. But I know it wasn't just a dream. I wasn't alone.
Who was with you?
Frankie was there. She found me.
You thought Frankie was Kathleen.
Yes,
Did you talk to her about it?
afterwards, but Rachel, it was too perfect. Frankie had never met Kathleen. She didn't know Kathleen's style.
You do.
It was not an hallucination.
I dream of Mac all the time, guys.
All I know is I had a visit from Kathleen's spirit. She comforted me. She made it possible for me to go on.
And you have gone on.
Yes.
I felt the same way when I saw the Swan. Somehow, I had the strength to go on without Mac.
I don't know how, but I truly believe this can happen.
Yeah, so do I. But I think my connection with the Red Swan is just beginning.
Are you frightened?
No, Thank you very much for telling me about Kathleen.
Thank you. You know, it's ironic. I think about all the times I needed her, called to her, and the one time I didn't have the strength.
She knew.
If Mac is trying to tell you something, you're just going to have to wait for the next sign.
I know how much this Red Swan meant to your mother, Jamie, and I will do everything I can to make sure that it's recovered.
It's not your fault, Stacey. This could just as easily have happened at the house.
I know, but it happened here. It was stolen from here.
Yes, and whoever wanted it broke into a safe to get it. I'm not sure any of us could have prevented that.
Well, I don't know. When are you going to tell your mom that it's missing?
When she gets back from her trip, hopefully the police will get lucky.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
Was your mom there when I called?
Yes, but I told her I was coming over to discuss my case.
At this hour?
Oh, don't worry, she bought it. This case is important to her, too.
Meanwhile, I should have called you. I've been acting on something.
What?
Well, I took your word, and I went ahead and I took drastic measures.
Even besides moving up the court date?
Yes.
What are they?
Well, it's something that could prove that Vicky is an unfit mother. I'm waiting on the call right now.
Can you tell me more?
I'm not so sure that you'd approve of it.
You mean this will hurt her?
You're taking her son away from her. How could it not hurt her?
Yeah, you're right.
Having second thoughts?
Maybe.
You know, I told you right from the start, if we're going to go ahead and win this case, we had to pull out all stops.
I know you did.
Jamie, no one is going to come out of this unscarred.
Not even Stephen.
Stephen is so little. Are you sure you want to go through with this? Or do you want to call the whole thing off?